Well, welcome and thank you for joining me as we talk about exactly what happened in November and sort of wrapping up the year as we talk about our last market update. Hi, I'm Jake Tysiak, that guy that sells houses. I'm a realtor here in Illinois, and thanks for joining me today as we sort of wrap up the year with our final market update. Now, we're going to be going over the numbers here in the Chicagoland market. Of course, we're also going to be looking a little bit at DuPage County as well as Will County and discussing to see where we've come so far this year. So let's start off as we traditionally do, talking about the average sold price. Now here across the entire MLS, we did see an increase of about $1,200 up to $368,239. DuPage County also saw a modest increase as well, up about $3,300 or about 0.8%. Now, we have seen a slowdown in the amount of closed sales. We actually saw across the entire MLS 7,231 homes close in the month of November. Now, this number is quite down, and the lowest number we've seen going all the way back to January of 2020. So, quite a long time, almost a different world ago, let's be honest. Now, when we start talking about new listings, because our market is still quite low on inventory, we're always trying to monitor to see if we do have new listings coming to market. And we did see a bit of a slowdown as well, under 10,000 new homes that were listed in the month of November, which is down about 20% when we look back at 2021. Now, of course, we've also been looking at the amount of homes that are going under contract. And in the month of November, we did see a slowdown as well, down about 30% when we compare that back to November 2021. In fact, to see a lower amount of homes under contract, you have to go back quite far. We're talking December of 2019. Now, here in DuPage County, you actually have to go back a whole nother year to December of 2018 to see a number similar. Now, so far, I've told you that we have less closed sales, less new homes being listed, and less homes going under contract, which sounds like a lot of bad news. But let me fill out the story to you with exactly what our inventory levels are and why those past three numbers shouldn't make you that concerned. Now, you have to understand that the amount of homes actually for sale are also down. Across the entire MLS, we are down 12% when you compare that back to last year in November. DuPage County is actually down 21%. Now, Will County is up 4%, and that's actually a really good thing because Will County has been quite starved for homes for some good time now. And of course, with inventory levels, which is the month's supply of homes based on how many homes we have for sale and how many average sold, we were leveling off for the past 3 months. But in November, we saw those numbers dip again. The MLS were just under 2 months supply of homes. DuPage County, you have 1.3 months supply, and Will County is a month and a half. And as a reminder, anything underneath 3 months is still a seller's market. Between 3 and 6, a balanced market, and above 6, you're looking at a buyer's market. So even with interest rates fluctuating, you can still see that it is quite heavily a seller's market just based on the fact that there are still people out there shopping and there are just not that many homes for sale. Which leads to the next question, is this really a good time to buy and exactly what's going on with interest rates? I'll have a couple more videos coming out specifically on each of those topics, so subscribe and follow along if you want to find out more information on that. But if you have more questions about the real estate market or are looking for an agent to buy or sell a home, please feel free to give me a call. I'm Jake Tysiak with Keller. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.